Well, it's the last day of my holiday, and tomorrow I'm back to work. And today I decided to build this LEGO Scooby-Doo, the mystery machine. I actually bought this on day one, and it's still sealed because I did some tidying up during the holiday. Originally, I planned to film the tidying up of my room, but unfortunately, if I need to film the tidying up, I have to switch a lot of camera angle, and it's not really productive in terms of my original objective. But I did, take out some of the set that I bought, and I, going to build this today. Hopefully, I can finish building this in one day. And this is actually quite expensive right now because I just checked on Bricklink. It's about $300 on average on any new listing. I bought this day one, of course, at retail price. So by pushing this down, it probably will reduce the market price by $200. So here we are, and I just wrote off a few $100, only of course if I sell. Anyway, it's 2024. I haven't bought any new set. It's not because I can't afford some of them. Like, I already got the Chinese New Year one. The video actually doing pretty well. I do have planned to get a couple of the sets, or a couple of sets that I really want. But unfortunately, in New Zealand, it's different to the rest of the world. We don't get set early because of the cost. We're quite far from the rest of the world. If I have to buy it, I have to go to a LEGO store or buy it online, which we don't get much discount. Usually, just buy the one from LEGO directly if it's exclusive. It looks like some of the back is stuck anyway. There's only a few bags, so it's not going to take really too long. But of course, it's released before 2018, so we don't have the QR code. But really looking forward to build this one. Just back to the whole, LEGO set 2024 sets, right? It's available, but of course, here's one tip: if you're buying Lego, don't try to buy it, on day one. Like, don't feel the fear of missing out, right? Tips is wait for it to be available in retail store because you're gonna get 15 to 20% discount. If you think about it, if you buy 5 to 10 sets, at the end you might have saved enough to buy an extra set compare you pay like retail price. So remember that. I've been doing this in the past few years just because I need to watch my spending, right? And actually, it's a better way to spend your money because you want to maximize what you can spend on. Anyway, so I've got two instruction booklets. I'll just put this aside, one sticker sheet, and then here we are starting with building Scooby-Doo, and I think the character is Shaggy. Yeah, I watched the cartoon when I was young, but memory ain't that good nowadays. I remember even like 10 years ago, I have like few thousand songs in my iPod, and back then, I probably able to memorize all the lyrics. Well, of course not 100%, but probably 80 to 90%. Like nowadays, the exact same song that I was able to remember all the lyrics, and now it's like I have can't recall some of the parts, and I nearly opened back 2 and back 3 together. That would make the mission a lot more difficult, given that it's 10:30 in the evening and I have to work tomorrow. So yeah, anyway, back to building the set. Yeah, memory is getting worse anyway, but you got couple of variation of Scooby-Doo. I bought quite a few sets, so it's not just this one. Actually, when it first released, I did build the airplane with the mummy. I also bought the I didn't buy the lighthouse. I bought the I forgot the set, but the castle. So that one, the price is pretty insane right now because of a couple of minifigures. So I only bought like not all the variant, but at least get the main characters. So yeah, regarding the other set, will I build it? Maybe, because it's quite a big set and I don't really have space. So even after I clean up, I haven't freed up any display space. Pretty much some kind of I might probably not today, but in the next few days when everything kind of settles down after work begins again, then I might, just, you know, through a video, just do a quick look maybe, in the beginning of the intro. But yeah, anyway, um, these are pretty cool minifigure. I really love the hairpiece. Only get this hairpiece for this character, of course. I have multiple Shaggies from Lego Dimensions, other fabric sets that you do get a variant of this character, so that is good. And yeah, let's start building this one. I don't anticipate this to be complicated, but yeah, hopefully the 2024 sets start popping up in retail store, and also to do with the timing, like if it's just right after the payday, I usually will, if it's not expensive like sets at under $100, I can just don't think about it and buy it only before April though. But after April, because the interest rates, well, basically I have to refix my mortgage, so there will be less spending money back then. And you might say, hey, you should start saving now. I know, but it's not that easy. I totally understand. It's the wrong priority. I should have saved up now, so when things get worse, so I don't need to worry that much. But you know, spending money and having a hobby is part of stress release, which I probably have talked about in an earlier video. But if you can't enjoy yourself and if you're not happy, what's the point, right? You kind of, I know you have to save and prepare for lots of stuff because you've got other commitments. But like I'm not like, hey, selling a house or reaching a overdraft that I can't repay back. Um, so it's like, yeah, a bit financially irresponsible, but not like terribly financially irresponsible. But you also kind of, it's like addiction, right? You can't just stop. You kind of gradually kind of, reduce how you spend and change your habit. If I look back on my brick, it's a brick, not brickling, but brick set profile, like basically I take all the set I own, not, well, after I got back into Lego, so a couple of like older sets from childhood times haven't yet update in my brick set account. But yeah, basically that I did have a goal, or throughout every year it's like, hey, buy less set, because I think 2017 and 2018 it was the worst time that nearly I blame the Lego movie and Lego Batman movie, and also some of the Ninjago stuff, pretty much because they have some really cool minifigures and parts, right? I just went in and bought the full wave. Of course, I can't do that now. So that's a slight improvement. So far, this view is just a van, nothing spectacular. I mean, it's not like boring. It's like yep. It's like some of the other sets, right? If this is your first Lego set and you haven't buy that many sets, right? Then everything kind of refreshing. But if you've been a few moments of buying a lot of sets and building a lot of sets, or especially building some very complicated sets, once you go back to something this simple, it's not really the building experience that interests you. It's more like whether you attach a license, whether you are just appreciate or just want some of the parts, right? It's really that factor rather than paying the whole building experience. Otherwise, I wouldn't buy any of the junior set, just because I bought some of the junior set for the printed parts. There's some very cool printed parts with 4 plus or junior set. Because for junior sets they don't have stickers, and often they have some really cool minifigures. Especially, I'm not sure if you're aware, but since I think 2 years ago, LEGO introduced a 4 plus only Marvel set on based on the Heat, well, not Heat shows, but based on the cartoon Spider-Man and Friends. They have some unique parts there that I bought quite a few sets just for the parts. One of the parts is the hairpiece for the Doc Ock hairpiece. That is very unique. It's only exclusive to that because it's a licensed piece you can't get from Brick unless you get on Bricklink or something like that. And in the past, for me to buy parts from an overseas seller is makes no sense for me just to buy one part unless I need to buy lots of things, right? And now even buying lots of things gonna hurt my wallet because Bricklink has just officially link up with the New Zealand custom to charge all the GST and things. So yeah, that's not ideal, but it is what it is, and yeah, I make a mistake. Even building a small set like this, hopefully, anyway, mistakes happens. But yeah, so buying just a few parts, even from a very reliable or cheap seller with reasonable shipping, the GST hurts. So I can't buy as much as I want. Yeah, this actually not good in my saving plan. It's more like, hey, I need to start, let go of things on my wish list, right? Or of course, I managed to find a side hustle to fund my hobbies. Otherwise, it's not that easy. But anyway, this set really caught my eye when it first released. Why I didn't build it? Because I kind of focus on building bigger sets. Some of the smaller set I just leave it there. There's also a storage problem, but anyway, it's just the fan itself kind of really captured the fan in the show. So that's one reason, and it's always good to get something like this. Really try to represent or recreate what's in the shows, right? Sometimes they get too over the top, having a car with too many action features that I rather have none of them. But of course, these sets target audience is not adults, but for people actually trying to enjoy the set. So I'm okay with that. And yeah, and it has some pretty cool colors, the green and the orange color. Hopefully, I don't break any pieces because some of the pieces no longer available. And based on the convo I just had regarding bricklink and things, it's not going to be easy for me to get the parts back, right, and a sealed sets, or even use the one that's quite expensive. I mean, I don't think there are lots of people buying it. I know the listing having a really high price, but I don't think anyone, especially in New Zealand, will actually spend the money on such things. Let me just double check, make sure the mic is on. So yesterday, I was trying to make a short video on the Chinese New Year set, Auspicious Dragon. I got all the, because it's a short video, I kind of keep it really short. So took all the footage that I needed for that particular shot. Unfortunately, when I checked and tried to put it all together and realized I haven't turned on my mic. I was like, I did double check that this turn on. I don't know what happened. Maybe I touched the button again, and ended up turning it off. So there wasn't any audio. The footage of that. So I tried to you know import into the Mac and try to you know voice over it, but then it's really hard to sync up the loops, and because I was doing without any script, so this one video without my face, I kind of forgot the exact sentence, so it couldn't line up all the timing. And then I tried too many times, just gave up and say like, now I will just frame all the things all together again in the next opportunity. Probably not today, because I think once I finish building this, I might just go to bed. This is 10:40 right now. I don't think this one will take long. This is not a complicated build or something, but based on all my previous videos, I think my average speed, regardless of the the, the set size, right? Um, Usually I get 2 to 3 bags done with about an hour. Um, so given that I start this at 10:30, so it will be at 11:30. Given that there are some other stuff that I need to do, so it's very unlikely that I can try to film that short video. That's fine. I'm not. This is not a job, right? It's just a hobby, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not aiming for anything, like not trying to be viral or something like that, right? It's just me recording my stuff, sharing my hobby, and hopefully people, like-minded people, will find the connection and increase the engagement of the content. Pretty much having someone like-minded having a conversation. So just make sure that I get the right sticker. So sticker number 8. Is this a stuff that if you stuff up, there's no second chance. Sometimes it's not that common to have a second chance of many things. So if you're not sure, if you've got a chance to practice, do as much as you can. Because once you messed up, there's no turning back. Well, I mean, it's not that extreme, but you know what I mean. It's pretty cool so far. There's some interesting way that to do stuff that I have never experienced before. But of course, compared to some of the more complex, like for me, I always like the little detail. So like when I build like modular buildings or things with detailed interior, it really excites me. So those are the things that I like and I enjoy. I'm not saying that I don't like or enjoy this, Lego set, but there are things that I would enjoy a lot more compared to the typical Lego building. For example, I understand why they have to use stickers, but I'm not a fan of applying stickers just because I'm not good at it. No matter how hard I try, I can't stop my hand shaking. Yeah, so sometimes that may happen, and yeah, hopefully this one applied correctly. Applying stickers is always hard, especially when trying to do it in the evening. Let's add some extra challenge to it because we're getting tired, getting sleepy, losing focus. So yeah, sometimes it's not just about building Lego, but if you need rest, then you better rest. Sometimes there's no point of working too late unless you are 200% sure that the effort you put in actually deliver the results. Otherwise, if you're feeling like, hey, you're feeling tired, you're probably not able to focus, so just go take a rest. Because otherwise you're going to make mistakes, and if you make mistakes, I'm not saying that it's wasted effort, but that might increase additional work. And if you start thinking about all the costs and whether you should get the overtime pay and things, right, it gets really complicated. Because like every business, it's not there to give you money. They're paying you because they want to make money. So if they are paying you and you're not able to provide the value, it's very hard to negotiate for more money, right? I'm not saying that, hey, it's about work or trying to treat people fair. You didn't treat people, fair, but still think about, hey, let's say if you want to start a business, right? You're not trying to start a business to, make other people's life better, right? Yeah, maybe the product you are is trying to, but the whole point, the main purpose of you to invent a product or something like that, probably because you want to make more money. So, if you want to make more money and it's very costly, it's not going to make you more money, and it will make you less money. So I'm not saying, because I don't own a business, but I'm just saying, hey, if I'm investing money in something, I want a return. As simple as that. It's just like, buying product like this. You're being a consumer. You're not trying to say, hey, I just pay the money and I'm good, right? You want to get the value of it. Sometimes you spend more money, but if you really get the value, then you think it's worth it. It's exactly the same. If you want people to pay you more, then you need to make sure that you're able to provide the value. I'm not saying that you need to work, crazy or being a yes man or something, or, sacrifice all your life for a company, but more like, think about that way. You don't want to think about the other way, kind of think about yourself, what you really want to achieve. But let's say if you feel like you're underpaid, of course, you can always seek opportunities elsewhere that people appreciate your skill. But in order for you to get those opportunities, you need to be the one that able to kind of provide the optimal value to whoever paying you. So yeah, so those are my opinion on things. Yeah, and make sure that I get the stickers right. Anyway, will I do a review on this? Probably yes. I mean, I don't think I will get much viewership if I do a review on this one, because it's not a highly, it's expensive in terms of market price because there's not many floating around, but it's not like a highly sorted set. If it's a highly sorted set, right, you're not going to see people selling it, right? So it's like, hey, unless people already find me interesting, not my contents interesting, then it will generate lots of views. But if it's I'm not famous or not anything, so yeah, probably maybe getting 10 to 30 views initially. Might build up later on, I don't know. Even this building video, I don't think much people click it anyway. But my aim is to capture the moments that I spend on Lego. So viewership is not what I'm chasing. I'm chasing people that find this interesting and like-minded people, right? Of course, if I hit the right elements or all the things that I needed or YouTube needed, then it might push to a wider audience and give me a bigger chance to find like-minded individuals. And if it's that easy, right, everybody will just become a full-time YouTuber. And if it's that easy, I don't think all the people that doing this full-time will be happy about it, because if it's that common, then the income of everyone gonna drop significantly, because it's too common, and it makes no sense to pay the same price again. Anyway, they did show you what's in the other wave I've got. Yeah, so there's like 5 sets. Only the lighthouse I didn't buy because buying the 4 set will already get me all the characters, I think. Yeah, I don't think I bought the lighthouse. Yep, I didn't. So, alright, that one is done. 10 to 11. You are able to finish it? I think so. Because it's not like big set. So, moving on to booklet 2. Do I feel that I have anything to click from this video? I don't know, maybe the first conversation about don't buy Lego on day 1 and wait for discount. That it's not like very interesting, but it's kind of useful thing to click out. I'm sure that there will be an audience for it. In terms of like other more deep in life conversation and opinion, it's not really related to Lego, so it's gonna be harder. But anyway, another interesting minifigure. What's his name? Fred. Having this is the first time I have this minifigure. I mean, I had it for a long time, but building this minifigure, so that also means that another minifigure for my daily minifigure shots. People might find it spammy. I don't think so, right? If you like minifigure, then you would like it. Is his hairpiece unique to him? I think so too. It does have like other hairpiece that are quite similar. We've got this exclusive piece, which during the more in-depth review, and we can have a look at. I love that. Some of the pieces like this is printed and unique, but not stickers. Exactly. Again, how does Lego decide which one is printed? Because I don't think this particular piece will be reused in any other sense, right? It makes me want to open the Daily Bugle. I had it. I bought it, and I haven't built it, but I already watched some of other people's reviews, and yeah, it has some unique printed Daily Bugle style that I wish you can buy extra easily, but not that easy with licensed parts. Anyway, let me just try to speed up a little bit. It's really ridiculous to just leaving back free for tomorrow, because I want to spend tomorrow on filming other stuff or doing some other stuff. To be honest, I did have time past few days, not just cleaning up, but I also spent some time watching TV again, because it's just a bit tired, I just want to just sit down and have some snacks and enjoy some TV. Um, this will be, I don't know, I'm not in the mindset right now to um, just spend all my free time on Lego, right? I mean, I like it, but it's not like, you know, you have other stuff that you want to do in life. So this is not everything. It's my main hobby, and I spend quite a lot of money on it, but it's not like, hey, it's everything. No, it's not everything. Um, then you might say, hey, then you should sell your stuff. I don't want to, right? So I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to give up. And as a collector, it's always hard to let things go. So there's always the dilemma: sell or keep. And if you think about it, right, you can't, when you die, this all become nothing. Depending on what's your belief in terms of afterlife, but I'm pretty sure you can't take this to whatever the next phase, whether it's just die or you die and you transcend into some other forms. I'm pretty sure these kind of things are stuck here. You can't bring it with you. Um, yeah, so sometimes I do think about, okay, how long I can continue with this Lego hobby, because it's not going to last forever. At some point, right? Even later stage of the life, what you're gonna do, like you're gonna get too old, and the sets are going to be too heavy, and you might reach your life or just picking a Lego set up. Like imagine a backlog and you want to clean up, it's so heavy and you die because of an accident happened. Like all the unopened Lego set can fall onto you, or you try to take on too much, and you fell awkwardly and hurt really bad, right? You never know, right? So yeah, at some point, right, it has an end. How it's gonna be. I don't want to think about it right now, because right now, at this particular moment, I'm still enjoying it, and don't stop me enjoying that. I will talk about stuff in the future that may or may not happen, but think about right now at this particular moment. I really, you know, like what I'm seeing so far. There are lots of nice color, and this is also a nice way to open and close the van. Of course, with the limited size, you know, it's not going to be having lots of interior details. As simple as that. And it's not that easy to fit that many things, because Lego pieces are designed in a way. So if you want to keep a particular scale, then it's just not going to happen, right? Physically impossible, to add some details, because each piece has a standard, width, height, or whatever that you want to call that, depending on where you're seeing each pieces. So it takes up space. So it's not that simple. Anyway, just building the chassis now. It's actually quite interesting way. Maybe I haven't built enough Lego vehicles, but at least from the one that I have built so far, I've never seen a way to, have the wheels installed like this. Like, is it possible to even spin it? Well, maybe later on we'll figure out how it works. But and what's these pieces for, right? Interesting. Anyway, let's just carry on. I think we are moving a very good pace right now, and definitely today after this I'll just upload this and get prepare to sleep regarding the shots for the auspicious dragon. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. So I do it tomorrow, then I will have time to film the review. I think. And tomorrow I will probably place an order from um, the Lego store. There are a couple of sets that's exclusive from Lego, so I can't get from retail store that doing discount and stuff. And like in the rest of the world, the retro food truck gift with purchase was live from the 1st of Jan, but unfortunately there's a delay for Australia and New Zealand, and from some reliable sources or other Lego uh, brand ambassador, they suggesting or they confirm with some Lego representative that particular gift with purchase will be available for Australia and New Zealand tomorrow with a threshold of $320. It's a huge threshold, but luckily I earned enough VIP points to reduce the price of my purchase significantly. Not free, but more like 50% off. So yeah, hopefully the set I want is still in stock. Otherwise, I will have to miss out the gift with purchase. It's a really nice food truck. I still haven't bought the Natural Museum yet. I don't think it will retire anytime this year. And it's quite expensive. It's like $500. Unfortunately, I don't have $500 to spare. I mean, I could, but it will put lots of pressure from other things. So yeah, so far I can't afford it right now because I have to probably the priority of the purchase is more like, hey, Rivendell, Ninjago City Market, Pac-Man Arcade, Viking Village, sets like those Avenger Towers before I ever think about the Natural Museum. And the only time that I would change my priority around is when there's a particular good deal on something, right? Otherwise, this sticker is very hard because I have to touch the edges like to the end to get. I think it's intentional the sticker to be wider so that you don't get a gap. When you have a logo is throughout two Lego pieces, they cut it nowadays. In the old days, they just say you apply the stickers on top of two separate pieces. So when you try to take that apart, then it become a problem. You can't, or you risk destroying the stickers, right? So nowadays they don't have such sticker applications, or which create a problem in that Harry Potter set the biggest bank because the words the letters supposed to be the same word, but then they have a big gaps in between, and it's if you have a OCD then you're gonna have problem with it anyway. But this one, I mean, it's still going to have the problem, but it's not going to be as bad as the one that people showing for that particular set right now. But yeah, I think it will still have a problem. Well, hopefully we got it all right. Let's see. I mean, from afar it looks okay. I think I could done better with it. Anyway, even it's printed, right, you're still gonna have the same issues in this kind of applications. So it's already 11, past 11 o'clock. Let's just speed up a little bit, and hopefully I don't make a mistake anymore. It's a camera here. So it's funny how it holds on to the other piece. Never know that you can actually apply camera like this. You know, there's always ways that you discover that you're not going to be aware until you actually try in some sets. So never write down any Lego sets until you actually build it. I mean, some set looks awful, but there might be still some kind of positive, and everyone have different opinion, right? For me, like, some set that I thought was really good, but people might say, hey, it makes no sense because it's too expensive. I'll give you an example, like, the monkey kit stuff. It's actually quite pricey, but for me, right, it always has the value to pay that price, because, like, I know the culture and it kind of clicks with me, right? So some of the thing that they done really well, kind of give extra points. But if you don't have the emotional attachment to the material that inspire the theme, right, like Journey to the West, then you might have less appreciation on the stuff they build. It's like, hey, I never touched any of the Minecraft stuff because I just don't have attachment to Minecraft. Are those Lego sets bad? I don't think so. But will I buy it? Probably not. There's some unique parts, but those are unique parts specifically for Minecraft. So if you like Minecraft, then of course there's a value. But for me, right, it's very unlikely that I will buy much Minecraft sets just because I just don't connect with it. It's the same with the upcoming like Animal Crossing stuff. For me, I will probably try my best to try to afford the full wave just because I have like over 1,000 hours in that game, right? There's some thing that is beyond the Lego set that I would love to have. There's like printed tiles of all those KK records. You will understand what I'm saying if you have played the game. But like those are things that give me extra values. For some people, just the simple sets with not even proper minifigure, and what's the value of it? Like how do people actually think that, hey, it's a set that's worth the value? Oh, actually, this canopy piece or this windshield piece, I'm pretty sure it's not new. But it's the first time I have such one. Maybe because I haven't built that many Lego vehicles, spaceships, and they might have appeared in lots of other sets, but this is the first time. Well, is it the first time? I might need to go check back, right? But yeah, at this particular moment, it kind of feel new to me. But yeah, and this happened again. I don't think it's a Lego design problem, but it's just me messed up. I think some of the stuff is kind of apply, and maybe I just apply the pressure incorrectly, and then everything start falling apart. It happens so often. If you have looked back all the building videos in the past 2 weeks, I think it will happen every day, or at least happen in every single set. Anyway, so we need to have this toward outside so it can open. I think we're getting there. I think we'll finish around like 11:30. Not ideal because I wish I had finished now, but we'll have to continue to 11:30 because otherwise I really don't want to have a video just rebuilding one bag and then that's it. You know, maybe I picked the wrong set to build. There are actually a couple of other sets that been released for a few years. It's actually something that I really want to build. I just didn't have time, nor the space. I don't have those, or I don't have both even right now, just because I changed the way that I approach the hobby. So more like, hey, let's just build it. And also, it's gonna be sad, right? If you have a set and it's just stuck and open, not because it's sealed doesn't mean that the contents inside won't degrade, because I don't have like temperature control room or that kind of things. So it will still age while it's still sealed. It happened to some of my other collectibles, and I just realized that when I clean it up, that's one of the reasons why the whole cleanup process kind of changed. Is less of reorganizing the Lego sets, more like, yeah, I have too many things in my room, but I want to move some of them away from window, which generates a lot of heat. It's not like I have the windows open or having the curtains open, so it's not like it's going to get like UV damage severely, but because of the heat. I mean, it's not that too close that exposed to the heat directly, but nowadays, it used to be like, well, 27 degrees. Now it's like 29 degrees, and depending on the situation, it may even get to a heat that is higher that will start damaging um, the material inside. Um, so, so that's why I need to switch around on what can be placed near the windows and what can't be. So yeah, hopefully, um, global warming. Let's not talk about that. But anyway, the temperature will continue to increase. Pretty sure that will happen. Let's just hope by then either I'm I'm able to afford some kind of control into the room, or maybe I move to a house with better storage. That's what all I can do, because I can't change the weather. If I can change the weather, then I won't be sitting here building Lego and talking about this right now. Anyway, it's also good. The wheel cover is printed, and spec 2 is done. Hopefully, it's just another 10 minutes of building time, then I can go get ready for work tomorrow. Anyway, it's actually pretty cool. You can see that the wheels are moving, but then the wheel cover remains because it's kind of stationary. So yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Like if you push it along, it looks like the wheel is not moving at all. It's a pretty interesting effect. And now the next step is putting the minifigure inside. Now I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to do that later. And of course, the next step we have another minifigure, which is the villain. It's a zombie, but because it's a zombie, so they don't have the alternate face to show that it's actually not a real zombie. um, yeah, with all the Scooby-Doo, all the spooky stuff, it's just people using, different special effects to scam people, right? Maybe that's why people that watch this kind of show grow up are smarter to not be scammed. But you can see from the back there's like buttons printed, so you know that this is not a real zombie. Another minifigure for the daily minifigure shots, which is good. And this spec only have a few things, just the roof of the fan and also it's a tree, um, which is good, right? Sometimes I'm glad that I'm starting to build some of the set that I kept for a long time. I think the small one is a lot easier for me to, hey, let's just build it, because if an interesting build I can just put somewhere in my display, and it's not hard to find space with a smaller set. And sometimes if it's not a complicated set, I can just put into the container, and then take it out when I needed it. But with bigger sets, right, I do want to build those. For example, those roller coaster, the loop coaster, the original roller coaster, but those are so big that I will really have to figure out the storage first before I start building it, right? And it's not like I can finish building it one day. Like, it will take a few days, and in between I need to find a place so that my toddlers won't able to reach it, and reduce my progress on the build, and or worse, cause some pieces um, end up missing. Um, then it will even take longer for me to finish the build. It's like, hey, some of the set I really bought day one, but can't really build on day one. Um, I kind of, it's wow, I wouldn't say admire. I wouldn't say jealous either, but envy is the right word. Um, people that able to build all those big sets on day one. I mean, if it's your first big set, or if it's my first big set, right, then probably I can. But like, you know, you need to have lots of space um, in order to achieve that. But for me, it's not achievable. Well, how do I? Okay, right. And yeah, that's it. This is the mystery machine, and I think it's an awesome fan. Like, you don't even need to, open the roof to open it up. So it's a pretty good looking fan. It's kind of great resemblance of what you see in the cartoon. So that's good. We'll take a more detailed look in the more in-depth review of the set. Even though I'm talking about in-depth review, it's not like going to be the same length. To be honest, there's not much content. I think it will be 4 to 5 minutes max for this particular set. Usually, the in-depth review or detailed review is a bit longer for sets that have more details, not necessarily bigger, but for example, like the recent family reunion celebration, that Chinese restaurant, right? I have a lot of things to talk about. There's something on the details, not just being nice. There's like particular thing that just connects with me because of my cultural background. So there are things that I would talk about it more. And they also said like the auspicious dragon, and significantly, well, of course, there's a smaller set, but also significantly smaller, shorter review, because while it's being an excellent build, you can see everything at once, and it doesn't even have much articulation on the body, because it's a very pure display piece, right? So there's just ain't much to talk about apart from telling people, hey, it's awesome. Sometimes the set is not bad, even though it's small, it doesn't have much thing, but then the nature of the set kind of suggests, you know it's an excellent set, but really, this is pretty much it. Um, anyway, you can see even the tree is can be controlled by certain thing. That's the fun part of Scooby-Doo, that everything, it's not appears to what it is. There's always some secret behind it. Just like in the real world, lots of things have secrets behind it. You don't just believe what you've seen, try to really understand what is happening before you make the judgment. And then we have a very difficult to apply sticker. I really don't like applying stickers on a curved surface because you have to align it perfectly. It's not easy. Even my hand's not shaking, right? These are the things that I really wish was printed, because sometimes even the cutting of the sticker is not perfect. So looks like I overshoot a little bit. So before I apply the whole thing, so I can still fix it right now. Okay, now I fully applied it, and if I mess up the alignment, then I really messed up. Hopefully this sticker doesn't peel up so soon. That's why I don't like this type of stickers. Did I overshoot a little bit? Because if it like even 1 millimeter over, the chance of it to peel up gonna increase significantly. Stickers is always the biggest enemy. I'm not saying that I don't like the sticker design, it's just the hassle of applying and maintaining it, right? Because like, for example, the Simpson Quickie Mart set is an excellent set, no doubt. There are lots of stickers, but some of the stickers start, peeled up. I don't think it's a storage problem, it's just the quality of the sticker. Sometimes it just doesn't work at all, and it's like, and I can't get the replacement because it's already retired. So what can I do about it, right? Nothing. Well, I can try print it on the piece by myself, but well, we'll see what happens. I actually need to go check that set. This is in one of the shelf, but other stuff kind of blocking my access to it. Once I do the second round of cleanup, I can get access to it again. It's a set that I haven't done review, right? I think. Anyone interested? If you're interested for me to go through my view on that set, right? I'm pretty, keen on doing that. If there's people, hey, just leave a comment if you want to had a detailed look on Quickie Mart, because there's like plenty of review online already. But if you want to hear my thoughts on that set, leave a comment, and if there's enough comments, like if it's just one comment, I will think about it. But if it's like, hey, a few people, more than just one people want to see, then it will give me the motivation to do it. I mean, it's already built, right? So it's not like, hey, gonna take me a long time to do the video. It's already built. It will be a problem if your request is to ask me to disassemble it to every single pieces and then rebuild it. That's something that I will not comply because it will probably take like 20 hours just to disassemble it. And then you can have this guy behind the full latch to control the tree monster. And we have finished building the mystery machine. It's a pretty good looking set. We'll definitely do an in-depth look on this set the next few days. And for tonight, it's time for me to sign off and have a good sleep and get ready for work tomorrow.